Hi, welcome to our Pharma Topics channel. Today our topic of discussion is enzyme-linked immunosorbentase, which is a very widely used tool in detection of the biological specimens. So it's a biochemical procedure discovered by Eva Engvall and Peter Perlman in the year 1971. Still now it is used. It is used to detect the presence of specific antibodies or antigens in a sample of serum, urine, or any other biological sample. So there are four kinds of ELISA, namely direct ELISA, indirect ELISA, sandwich ELISA, and competitive ELISA. So we'll see all these things in detail in the further slides. These ELISA techniques are highly sensitive and specific methods used for diagnosis. So ELISA possesses the added advantages of not requiring any radioisotopes or radiation counting apparatus for the detection. Let us see the principle of ELISA. This requires the analyte, that is the antigen, directly conjugated primary antibody, then a conjugated secondary antibody, an enzyme which is attached to the conjugated antibody. So the steps are coating. The antigen is adsorbed onto the walls of the ELISA plate in a coating buffer. Then the buffer is removed, washed. A blocking agent is added. That is, a blocker is added to uh, block the free sites which are in the wells of the ELISA. Then it is followed by then again it is washed. Then detection. The enzyme conjugated with the antibody binds to the antigen. Then the buffer is removed and the plate is washed. Then it is read out. The substrate is catalyzed by the enzyme to generate a colored readout. So this is the principle of ELISA. So a capture antibody will be used. Then a target antigen attaches to this antibody. Then enzyme linked detection antibody, that is the secondary or secondary antibody which is conjugated with the enzyme. Then the substrate, when it is added, the enzyme catalyzes that reaction, then that is detected. The steps involved in direct ELISA. The first we are going to see the direct ELISA. Here the antigens could be detected. So first is fixing of the antigen to the plate, followed by blocking, that is addition of bovine serum albumin or casein, which is followed by washing and addition of primary antibody conjugated with the enzyme. This is followed by addition, that is washing and addition of the substrate. So here no secondary antibody conjugation is needed. That is why it is called direct ELISA. So whenever the substrate gets metabolized by the enzyme, then the fluorescence is detected in the detector, which is taken for consideration. The commonly used enzymes and substrates and the signal detection in the ELISA. So first is a horse radish peroxidase enzyme, which is very widely used. The substrates used are tetramethylbenzidine, diaminobenzidine, 2,2-azino bis ethyl benzathiazoline 6-sulfonic acid. All these are chromogenic in nature. They give color. The next enzyme used is luminol. That is also chemiluminescent, produces light. Then alkaline phosphatase. Several enzymes are available like BCIT, NBT, paranitrophenyl phosphate or 4-methyl umbelliferyl phosphate. They give actually blue color. Let us see the advantages and disadvantages of direct ELISA. So advantages, it is faster than other ELISA techniques because it requires few steps. It does not require secondary antibody. It eliminates the possible non-specific binding of secondary antibody since it is not used. The disadvantages are the limitations of direct ELISA are it has a higher background noise. Direct ELISA is less flexible since a specific conjugated primary antibody is needed for each target protein. This procedure does not use secondary antibody, so there is no signal detection or amplification, which is responsible for its reduced sensitivity. The next technique is indirect ELISA. Here, the first step is surface is coated with the sample, that is the antigens. Then the unoccupied sites are blocked by non-specific proteins. Then it is incubated with the primary antibody against the specific antigen. Then it is incubated with the secondary antibody enzyme complex that binds to the specific antibody. Then substrate is added. Then formation of colored product indicates the presence of specific antigen. So these are the steps in indirect ELISA. So this is the scheme. So when the substrate is hydrolyzed, it gives the chromogenic in nature. It gives the color. So you will have different concentrations and they will give colors at a particular concentration. So let us see the steps involved in indirect ELISA. Here the target biomolecules will be antibody detection. So we will have different well plates with the different concentrations of the primary and secondary antibody additions, usually in a progressive manner. So with this, the signal detection, a calibration curve will be plotted. So antigen coated well plate, specific antibody is added, that is the primary antibody. Then it is washed. Then the enzyme linked antibody or the secondary antibody which binds to the specific antibody or the primary antibody is added. Then it is washed, substrate is added, that gives a colored product, which is the rate of color formation is directly proportional to the amount of the specific antibody. Here the absorbance will be interpolated in the concentration absorbance curve, which is already calibrated. The advantages and disadvantages of indirect ELISA are: the advantages are the availability of secondary antibody increases the accuracy. Multiple binding of secondary to primary antibody offers amplification of the detection signal. So a less concentration of the antibody could also be detected. The disadvantages are an extra step is required in comparison to the direct protocol. The chance of non-specific binding are relatively high when compared to the direct method. The next type of ELISA is sandwich ELISA. Here both the antigens or the antibodies could be detected. Here the primary antibody is first physically attached to the surface. Then blocking agents are added to block the non-specific binding sites. The antigen of interest is sandwiched between the primary antibody and the secondary antibody, which is conjugated with an enzyme. Then the addition of the substrate gives color proportional to the concentration of the antigen. So depending upon the concentration of the that is the antigen or the antibody, the fluorescence will be produced. The advantages and disadvantages of sandwich ELISA are: it is applicable for identification of wide variety of target biomolecules. It is a highly specific protocol. The disadvantages are extra steps are required when compared to the direct protocols. In the absence of the antigen, primary and secondary antibodies may react to produce false positive signals. Let us see the competitive ELISA. It could be used for the detection of antigens. Here there will be the well plate. There will be a competition between the unlabeled antigen, that is the test sample, and the labeled antibodies. That is, the labeled means it will be attached with a enzyme, that is enzyme linked antibody. When the patient sample contains more antibodies, the unlabeled antibodies attach to the fixed antigen more. So there will be less absorbance and there will be less color in the detection. When the patient sample contains less antibodies, the enzyme linked antibodies attach to the fixed antigen in higher concentration, and more absorbance is produced and more color is produced. So this is the principle of competitive ELISA. Let us see the applications of ELISA. It is very vast. It is used in blood bank. Before blood donation, the blood has to be screened for HIV, hepatitis B and hepatitis C. It's used in endocrinology for the detection of a pregnancy, that is human chorionic gonadotropin, detection of LH, T3, T4, TSH. detection of infections. It may be HIV, hepatitis, toxoplasma, or H1N1, that is the swine flu. Measurement of rheumatoid factor, measurement of autoantibodies in SLE, and detection of narcotics. So there are wide variety of applications of the ELISA. I hope I have given an outline of the techniques and the uses of ELISA. I hope it will be useful for you. Thank you for listening. Happy learning. Kindly share this to more of your friends. If you like this video, kindly press the like button. Kindly subscribe to our Pharma Topics channel for further updates. Thank you.